So I got this popcorn ceiling that we got to remove, and I don't know why anyone ever put a popcorn ceiling up. Why would anybody want their ceiling to resemble any type of food? It's beyond me. The 80s were a crazy time, I guess. I was pretty young. I don't remember them too well. But anyway, we want to get rid of this thing because it just looks terrible. Who wants, like I said, who wants popcorn ceiling? So when I scrape this, I don't know if you can see it, there's a texture. See it in the shadow? There's texture, and there's still a lot of them little flakes and the glitter or whatever else is in here. So here's some new stuff, watch. It comes off pretty easy, but it leaves this horrible texture, and it's pretty hard to remove. You gotta keep scraping over and over and over to try and remove it, and it's kind of still there. What I discovered was Ortho might be able to help me. All right, Ortho's not really helping me, but the sprayer on the Ortho definitely can help. And what I mean is when you spray this stuff and you wet it and you scrape this wet stuff, it comes off a lot easier and a lot flatter, as you can see. Maybe a little shadow helps you see. It's not perfect still, but I'll tell you what, it's 100% better than this. The good thing is when you wet this stuff, you really don't have to let it sit long. It pretty much absorbs the water right away, and it's ready to be scraped off a lot easier than if you did it dry. But I would recommend having a tarp or an old blanket down, because when it's wet, it's going to make a lot more of a mess. Well, it's going to be a lot harder to clean up than it would when it's dry. When it's dry, you can probably just vacuum it up, I'd imagine, but it's going to make a lot of dust in the air. And when it's wet here, and you have this tarp down, you know, you could just basically get, this is an old blanket we're going to throw out. So it doesn't matter. All of this stuff's been soaked. So, I mean, you can see how easy it's coming off. Very little effort on my part. And as you can maybe see, there's really no texture left when you're done. I mean, it's pretty flat. That's about as good as you're going to get, I think. And that's probably going to be pretty much ready for painting. You might want to take a pole sander over it and maybe just knock some high spots down or some textured areas down when you're done. But I think the work's going to be minimal compared to just scraping it dry. And obviously the reason I'm using this little sprayer isn't because it's the only thing or necessarily even the best thing to use, but I had it sitting around. It's cheap. It was already here. It didn't cost me anything extra. You can buy a garden sprayer. It'd probably be a little faster, but you're only going to use it one time probably, because how many times are you going to remove popcorn ceiling from your house? Not many. So you get this, you already have it sitting around. You have the insect killer. I get the weed killer too. And you just fill it with hot water and you're ready to go. And what I recommend is just maybe spraying the whole ceiling first, and it'll kind of absorb it. Spray it pretty good, because I keep hitting dry spots that I didn't get to, and I got to keep getting down, respraying, then getting the scraper, scraping. Just do everything in one shot. Like, spray the whole ceiling the best you can. You might miss a couple spots, but it'll absorb it like a sponge and stay wet for a while. And then you can basically just scrape everything, hopefully in one shot, or, you know, with minimal changing back and forth. I'm going to show you what this looks like when we're done, and hopefully it comes out pretty good. So this is basically our before. So it might be hard to see the difference, but we're pretty much done here. Just gotta fill in that one hole there. So that's how you remove the popcorn ceiling that nobody likes anymore. Like, subscribe, and share. Thanks, guys. Take it easy.